There's a look at the wild card race at the moment. Two of those teams, or two wild card teams, go in along with the 4 division winners. At the moment, it would be Green Bay and the Giants at 6-4, and Philadelphia could go to 6-4 if they win tonight. Philadelphia won the toss. Eagles to receive. Robbie Gould comes forward, and away we go from Chicago. And it's taken by Macho Harris, who bobbles it in the end zone, and the rookie from Virginia Tech brings it back out to the 25-yard line. Here comes McNabb, and with Westbrook out, a lot of his carries to be taken by LaShawn McCoy, who's had a good rookie season to this point, but clearly the #1 guy now, at least for the next couple of weeks. McNabb will go right to work in the air and finds the tight end Brent Selleck for a gain of 7 up to the 32-yard line. He's tackled there by Zachary Bowman, and it will be 2nd down and 3.
Really the key for this one early on, just the amount of protection that Donovan McNabb got. Brent Selleck comes all the way across the formation, and for Selleck, he really has become the go-to guy for Donovan McNabb, the leading receiver now with 47 catches.
And Philadelphia will start out in a no huddle as McNabb takes them right up to the line on 2nd down and 3. Leonard Weaver is the running back. That is Deshaun Jackson going in motion. And Weaver, the former Seattle Seahawk, picks up 2. That'll make it 3rd down and 1. Alex Brown makes the tackle. Donovan McNabb on opening day leads them to a win against Carolina, but breaks 2 ribs. Missed 2 games. Kevin Cobb came in, and now on 3rd and 1, they're going to bring Michael Vick into the game. Now, Vick has played very sparingly, normally in the Wildcat formation, and they bring him in on 3rd and 1 on the game's opening series. Weaver flanks Vick in the backfield, and Vick's going to run it with a big hole over right guard, and Michael Vick with his biggest play by far as an Eagle takes it all the way to the 30-yard line. Michael Vick on a 3rd and 1 is able to rush over right guard, big hole for 35 yards.
Big block's going to come in here from Winston Justice on the outside and just blew it open. You see that play run a lot in college, and the Eagles have struggled so much trying to get short yardage plays converted. Maybe they finally found the answer.
To the 32-yard line on 1st down now. McNabb flips it out to Weaver, and it was Weaver, by the way, who also made a great block on Afalava on that play to help spring Vick. Donovan McNabb, again, no huddle, but taking time, channeling Peyton Manning as he barks instructions to the receivers outside and gives the ball to LaShawn McCoy, and the rookie takes the ball down to the 12-yard line. LaShawn McCoy, 2nd-round draft choice, played at the University of Pittsburgh.
The running game is often working. Watch Jason Peters here get up to this 2nd level and end up getting a block on Lance Briggs. And so far, the Bears are playing very soft, playing against the pass, and Donovan McNabb is willing to come out and run it.
Gain of 14, 1st down. The ball is at the 12-yard line. And again, it is the rookie taking it to the 6-yard line.
Very surprising to see the Bears being attacked like this. I thought last week against San Francisco, they played probably their best defensive game of the year, and they were tremendous against the run. It was the energy level. It was a defense that was flying around and making plays the way that they did in their Super Bowl year, and yet so far in this one, they've been getting run over.
That was a telling graphic. In 5 of the 9 games thus far, they have given up a touchdown on the opening drive. On 2nd down and 5, it's McNabb, and that is a little too far out of the reach of Brent Selleck. Selleck had beaten the coverage in the end zone. Afalava covering him. It will be 3rd down and 5 now from the 7-yard line.
Well, the reason you want to run the football is exactly this. Watch what play action does. McNabb sits there with all the time in the world. They just get it covered up. But here again, the Philadelphia Eagles struggled last week in the red zone and need a play now.
Andy Reid looking at the play chart at the 7-yard line. 3rd down and 5 as McNabb steps up. Donovan buying time. directing traffic, and then the pass batted down in the end zone by Corey Graham. So the defense will hold the Philadelphia offense to a field goal attempt.
You just never know if the younger Donovan McNabb might have taken off and run with this football. But McNabb here in this circumstance tries to buy a little time. Really didn't matter. Deshaun Jackson was already pushed out of the back of the end zone, so there was nowhere to go. Macklin slips down on the field. So just like last week, they start the game without the ability to score in the red zone.
David Akers, 25-yard field goal attempt, and that is good. No threat of rain. Philadelphia with the early lead, and Akers to kick off with Daniel Manning, one of the best in the league at running back kickoffs, fielding at the 1-yard line. Past the 20 he goes, and then gets taken down up at the 29-yard line by Moses Foku. Now Jay Cutler, who's played a lot better at Soldier Field than on the road, and a lot better in daylight than at night. He's the first NFL player with 17 picks in the first 9 games of a season since Peyton Manning in Manning's rookie season, when he started on opening day and had almost 2 picks a game through 9 weeks of the year.
But not a whisper of a boo out here after 5 interceptions a week ago on the road.
Ball is at the 28-yard line. And this is Matt Forte, and the Chicago running game really yet to get on track. Jeremiah Trotter's going to get the start now at middle linebacker, and that's a surprise. Andrea talking about Joe Mays getting the start, but they put Trotter in at least for the opening play before he comes out. The veteran and a guy who can give them some action tonight, but not a lot. And here comes Mays in for play number 2. 2nd and 10 at the 28-yard line. They toss it to Forte. And he will get bunched up on the right side and get taken down at the 30-yard line. It's 3rd down and 8 for the Bears at the 30-yard line. Cutler out of the shotgun. Philly likes to blitz, but just 4 rushing here, 7 covering. And the pass will be caught by Johnny Knox, and he has enough for a 1st down. The rookie 5th-round draft choice out of Abilene Christian, who was part of the Cutler deal. Cutler coming over along with a 5th-round choice from Denver, who turns out to be this guy.
Well, Sheldon Brown is the guy that they have to keep their eye on tonight. He had a hamstring injury in the game last week. Some question about whether or not he'd be able to play. The Bears know about it. They're going to attack him early and often.
6 minutes into the game, Chicago with its initial 1st down from the 38-yard line. Cutler swings it to the outside and is lucky that one wasn't picked off by Quentin Michael. Meanwhile, Olsen, the intended receiver, turns around and says, "Where's the flag?"
I got to say, I'm with him. Looked like Quentin Michael pushed Greg Olsen right in the back. Maybe I was seeing things. Nope. That's hard to miss. That almost ended up a touchdown.
And Cutler got into the verbal dispute as well. Jay, earlier this year, fined for getting into it with the officials, and they give it to Forte, and he gets tackled by Mays. And Cutler out of the gun, and they'll run that bubble screen to the outside to Devin Hester, but that doesn't fool anybody. Nothing but white shirts are there. Macho Harris, living up to his nickname, is right there to make the tackle.
Pretty tough to run a quick screen when the DBs are standing that close to the line of scrimmage. You would hope that maybe you had something you could get out of a play like that, but the Bears stay with it, and Devin Hester ends up moonwalking.
Deshaun Jackson with an 85-yard return of a punt earlier this season with Brad Maynard in his 13th season. Angling the kick toward the sideline, and it will be fair caught by Deshaun. Eagles start from the 24-yard line. Their first drive, 9 plays for 68 yards, ended with a field goal, and they give the ball here to Leonard Weaver for a gain of 3. And that Michael Vick play on the opening series on the 3rd and 1 when Vick went for 34 yards. Vick all season long had been in for a few plays, 12 rushes for 27 total yards, and then 34 on that big 3rd and 1.
Well, this is pretty interesting. So far, the Eagles have run a couple of college-looking read plays in the backfield, and now you get Michael Vick back in there, you probably see another one.
Right, 2nd down and 7 with the ball at the 27-yard line. Fake inside give, and Vick's going to throw if he can, and he gets pressured, but he does get it away, and the pass is caught by Brent Selleck. But just before Vick went down, it was Alex Brown who put the heat on him. He was able to heave it in the direction of the receiver and at least complete the pass. It'll set up a 3rd down and 7. That was no gain.
Well, it was a horrible read that time by Mike Vick. Brent Selleck popped wide open, and instead of just simply going 1-2 through his progressions and making that throw, he came late down and had to sort of lob it out there and ended up getting nothing.
3rd and 7. McNabb is back in. Macklin split left. Jackson split to the right, and McCoy is in the backfield again. 3rd down and 7. And McNabb avoids the sack, and there's a penalty. There are 2 flags, in fact, and then Donovan takes off and comes close to picking up a 1st down. Hillenmeyer says he didn't get it, but the key call here is the penalty.
It looked like there may have been a face mask on McNabb.
Tony Correnti is the referee.
Israel Donajay got him, I think.
Personal foul, grabbing the face mask, defense. 15-yard penalty will be added to the end of the run. Automatic 1st down.
Didn't announce the number, but it was Israel Donajay, number 71.
Donajay got some good pressure, but as he got through there, McNabb just sort of made a little move, and pretty clear cut right there. Donovan's coming to play tonight, though, and you see him out running the football early in a game, and that adds another element for this Bears defense to defend.
Ball will be spotted now at the 48-yard line. And a 1st down. McNabb pressure from the backside, but guns it over the middle and throws a strike to Brent Selleck. Brent Selleck, the tight end, coming into the game, the leading receiver for the Philadelphia Eagles. 21 yards here and a 1st down.
Well, that time the Bears with a bit of a rare single high safety, and they hit Selleck right down the seam. What makes that one especially tough, though, was that nobody was on the outside running a deep route holding Charles Tillman. So really, they should have been able to get there.
Ball is at the 31-yard line on 1st down. Here's McCoy. He's going to cut it back. McCoy, who played under Dave Wanstead at the University of Pittsburgh, former Bear coach, to the 26. Here is Brian Urlacher. We saw him on opening night against Green Bay. Broke his wrist early in the game and was done for the season on injured reserve.
And he was the quarterback of that defense. You talk to anybody on this football team, any of the coaches as well, they will tell you he's the guy that knew every assignment for every player on this defense, and certainly has been missed.
Hillenmeyer in the middle, but the key guy is Briggs, who plays on the outside. Briggs, by far the team's leading tackler. And Tony Correnti will give us the call. That was Nick Cole. Did he false start, or did Anthony Adams come across the line first, is the question.
Neutral zone infraction. Defense, number 90. Step in neutral zone, causing an offensive player to false start. 5-yard penalty.
It was Adams who came across.
Anthony Adams right here on your screen. Let's see. I think he moved when Jamal Jackson's lowered his backside and raised his head, and Adams thought he had a read.
That puts the ball at the 21-yard line and makes it a 2nd down and 1. McNabb quickly throwing, and that's caught at the 11-yard line by Jeremy Macklin for a Philadelphia 1st down. Macklin picked in the 1st round, rookie out of the University of Missouri, and one of those young Eagles we're talking about. He and Jackson and McCoy, all just kids.
Yeah, and here's what you don't want to see if you're the Chicago Bears. That's bump and run, man-to-man coverage with a single high safety. What that means is you're struggling to stop the run, you're struggling to stop the Eagles, and you're in trouble defensively if you have to get to that this early in the game.
Now they have Eldra Buckley in the game at running back. And they'll give it to him, and Buckley over the right side will run right into Hillenmeyer and others, including Mark Anderson, for a minimal gain. 3.5 minutes to go in the opening quarter. Philadelphia on top, 3-0.
Of course, they need to work somebody else in there. Brian Westbrook is out, and Andy Reid knows that he has to start to develop another back. Leonard Weaver, the fullback, will play some as a single back set, as will LaShawn McCoy, but they like Eldra Buckley. They say he kind of reminds us of Terrell Buckhalter. At the end of the run, you're going to see a collision. Kind of a straight line guy.
Eagles in the red zone. Tough sledding over the last 5 games. McCoy back in at running back on 2nd down and 10. And they'll set up a screen, and that's caught by Jason Avant, coming off a career day in San Diego, and he's in for the touchdown. Avant with 8 catches, 156 yards last week. A breakout game for him, and his first catch of tonight's game results in 6 points.
All the blocks that Jason Avant has ever thrown. Watch him right here. Throw a big block, come out on a screen, and run one in for a touchdown. What a huge day he had a week ago, and the Eagles could not have been happier. They say this kid makes plays every day in practice, and now he's starting to produce in games.
And another Chicago kid, so it's the Chicago connection. McNabb to Avant, and the extra point by David Akers is good.
You're going as fast as that guy on the motorcycle.
Tell me about it. Living in a time warp. Kick is fielded by Johnny Knox at the 4-yard line. And Knox almost breaks it all the way, but it gets taken down over the 40-yard line by Quentin Michaels. Those are very un-Bear-like figures. They are 30th in the league, 3rd from last in rushing yards per game. They are 27th in the league in yards per rush at 3.8, and they find themselves behind early 10-0 as they take over at the 43-yard line on 1st down. And Cutler will swing it to the outside, and that will be a minimal gain as it's caught by the tight end Greg Olson. Gain of only a couple. He's tackled by the corner Asante Samuel. It'll be 2nd down and 7.
You know, they came out that first series and tried to go run, pass, but Jay Cutler kept ending up in 3rd down and long, so they come out and at least try and throw it here on 1st down to open it up. And for the Chicago Bears, they keep trying to run it, but it just doesn't work.
2nd and 7, the ball at the 45-yard line. And they'll run it again, and this time Forte has a little bit of room as he cuts it back. And that will make it 3rd down and 2 with Trent Cole making the stop. And the one thing, though, Chris, with Forte, even though his rushing average is down and their running game hasn't been much, they have been throwing to him a lot with effectiveness.
Yeah, but you know the problem for Matt Forte is here's a young man that we all thought was a superstar in the league coming out a season ago. He had, after 9 games, 713 yards rushing, almost 4 yards a carry. So far this year, just 482 yards rushing, and that's exactly why the Bears have struggled.
As Bill Parcells used to say, don't put the anointing oil on a rookie. Paraphrasing, but you know what he meant. And they give it to Forte now on an inside handoff out of the shotgun. And that will be a 1st down as he crosses the 47-yard line.
Well, one of the things they've done to try and improve this running game is put Josh Beekman back in the lineup. And here's Beekman right here. You're going to see him not only get a block at the line of scrimmage, but also get up on that 2nd level against Joe Mays, and that's what allowed the Bears to pick up that 1st down.
Final minute of the quarter. From the 46. Cutler, good pocket, throws, caught, and that's Olsen, who might have a 1st down with forward progress before he gets pushed back by Quentin Michael. He gets to the 35-yard line, and that'll move the chains.
If the Bears are going to have to throw it tonight, it looks like they might. Orlando Pace has a big job at left tackle against Trent Cole. Trent Cole trying to take the big guy and push him right back into Cutler. That's one we're going to have to keep our eye on. Trent Cole, one of the quicker players in the league.
Chicago came up without a huddle, but Philadelphia was still able to make its defensive switches. They give it to Forte on an inside handoff. He escapes a would-be tackle in the backfield, breaking away from Joe Mays, and turns it into an 8-yard gain to the 27-yard line, and that will take us to the end of the quarter. Philadelphia leading 10-0 in the first quarter. Philadelphia with 125 total yards. Chicago with 37. Second quarter commences with a 2nd down and 2. Will Witherspoon, who got shaken up at the end of the first quarter, is back in. And Cutler off his back foot, throwing deep and just off the fingertips of Olsen. Olsen at the goal line had position. Quentin Michael blitzing that time, the safety, so a linebacker going back with Olsen, but just a little too far.
They come with a corner blitz and completely drop Greg Olsen in coverage, and it's just off his fingertips. You could tell Olsen had a bit of a tough time. It came in right over his head, and that is a 1.5 foot putt right there on the PGA Tour. You have to hit that one.
Got by Gokong, and then Jones got over late, but the pass a little off. 3rd and 2. That shoulder shake and going deep again, and too deep intended that time for Devin Hester.
Well, they didn't boo in the beginning, but they're going to be booing now. Just like in the last matchup, a double move here on Asante Samuel. Devin Hester hit one of these for a touchdown the last time these two teams met. They knew they could hit him on a double move, and 2 times in a row, Jay Cutler misses wide open receivers.
And throwing it to the same spot. 45-yard attempt, Robbie Gould out of the hold of Brad Maynard. And Gould's kick is true. Cutler missing on 2 passes that would have resulted in touchdowns. At home, he's been a lot better than on the road. 3-1 here. That one loss was to Arizona a couple of weeks ago when they were blown out, but much better at home than on the road to this point. Gould's kick fielded at the 3-yard line. Macho Harris past the 30-yard line and gets bumped into the Chicago bench by Gould himself. The kicker banging him out of bounds at the 33-yard line. Unlike Faith Hill, Jay Cutler has not been waiting all day for Sunday night or Thursday night or any other night. At night, 0-3, 3 touchdowns and 11 picks. In daylight, 4-2 with 11 touchdowns and 6 picks. What do you make of that?
I think you have to wonder about his confidence right now. I mean, those 2 throws that we just saw were just terrible. You know, I mean, that's a wide open look coming off a 5-interception game, and you just have to wonder where his mind is right now.
From the 34-yard line on 1st down. Boyd goes next to nowhere. Go back to the first one he missed, the pass intended for the tight end Olsen.
Well, remember, the Eagles have a lot of new linebackers in there. That time Chris Gokong attacked and looked like he was the one that was supposed to be back with Greg Olsen. Then Asante Samuel blows a second coverage. I mean, really, you don't see guys in the NFL running as open as those 2 guys were on consecutive plays. And Devin Hester can't believe what he just saw.
2nd down and 9. From the 35-yard line, McNabb throws, and that pass is incomplete, intended for Jeremy Maclin. And it will be 3rd down and 9.
I'll tell you, another developing story for me right now is the play of this offensive line of the Philadelphia Eagles. They have been tremendous in pass protection so far. They get Jason Peters back at the left tackle. Todd Harriman's back up there. And this Bears pass rush that's supposed to be so good hasn't gotten close.
Peters got hurt in the Dallas game, but was able to stay in and then missed last week's game and comes back. They picked him up in a trade with Buffalo in the offseason. 3rd and 9. And speaking of the left tackle, there he is with a full start.
Offense, number 71. 5-yard penalty. Remains 3rd down.
Jason Peters is considered by the Chicago Bears to be the strong suit of this Philadelphia Eagles offensive line. When they attack, they're going to attack the other way.
12 over the last 2 years. Andy Reid, 11 years as the Eagles head coach, has guided them to 5 NFC championship games, 1 Super Bowl. His club up by a touchdown. It's 3rd and 14. Bears show blitz and then back off. But McNabb, under pressure, is able to step away, buy time, throw, and it's at the 49-yard line, caught Deshaun Jackson makes the catch despite the Bears saying the official right there, and it's a first down at the 49-yard line off a 3rd and 14, a gain of 20.
I love what McNabb does here. He understands that he has to buy enough time for his receivers to get beyond that first down marker. He does exactly that, moving in the pocket, waiting for his receiver to get open down the field, and hits a big one.
Nothing for the Bears to challenge there. The catch was good. The ball is at the 50. McNabb moves away again. Throws. This is Weaver. And Weaver with a hurdle job. Takes it to the 45-yard line. Hurdles over the rookie out of Oregon, Al Afalava.
Well, you give you a little look here of just how good Jason Peters is, the left tackle, working against Gaines Adams, who came over in the trade from Tampa Bay. But that's the kind of protection he's going to need. And so far, McNabb is starting to look like the young McNabb. He's moving, running, scrambling, keeping his eyes down the field, and Jason Peters is keeping him protected.
Well, he won't be 33 until Thursday, so
just the pup.
Just the puppy. 2nd and 4. McNabb guns it over the middle, and that's incomplete. Intended for Jason Avant, who has scored the only touchdown tonight. That'll make it 3rd down and 4.
Two Chicago guys having a little fun out there. There was Corey Graham, though, playing the nickel. That's a little bit of a change for the Chicago Bears. They really like what he's been able to do so far, so he gets a look. Danielle Manning, who they consider to be their best athlete now, to stay back at the safety position to give him a little range.
Third and 4 against the Chicago nickel. And that play clock down to 00.
Timeout. Philadelphia.
One thing to keep an eye on with McNabb, take a look at this. When Donovan throws on or outside the left numbers, he has the highest pass rating in the league, 5 TDs. When he throws between the numbers on the field, he's been pretty good. When he throws to the right side, he's been okay. But a lot of success throwing to his left outside the numbers. And it's 3rd down and 4. And McNabb can't even throw anywhere because here comes the pressure. And McNabb is saying, somebody pulled my helmet off. Israel Adonijah is the first guy to get there. So Donovan looking for a face mask at best, at least a personal foul.
Well, Tommy Harris is the difference with his football team. When he plays well, they play well. This time just a little stunt back inside, and the Philadelphia Eagles completely fanned. Don't even get a finger on him.
And that could have been an infraction, but there was no flag. And then this angled kick is fielded by Hester at the 10-yard line, and he brings it back up to the 18-yard line off the foot of Sav Rocca. So now Cutler comes back out, and you mentioned at the top, Chris, it was a neutral reaction when he first came out, but some booing after that. You know, the expectations are so high. We mentioned at the top, when you come in as the savior, you know, you have a lot to live up to, and he hasn't to this point.
You have a lot to live up to, but I think this Chicago Bears team has a little identity crisis working here, too. Are they Lovie Smith's team that likes to play defense and run the football? Are they Jay Cutler's team that has to get in the shotgun and throw it around? And I think right now they're somewhere in between and a bit confused.
And playing from behind early in games, forcing them to pass perhaps a little bit more than they would like. The ball is at the 18-yard line. And Cutler will throw on first down, and he slings it to the right side, and that's dropped. Well, things aren't, you know when things would be horrible? If they started chanting for Cade McNown. That's when you would know that it's hit rock bottom. I only said that because I saw Cade last week, and he said, can you get my name on the air? So I just did.
That's a rough way to get his name. Are you sure you're doing him a favor with that one?
He just wants any pub.
I want to see what he really thought about that one.
Khalil Bell comes in. They just activated him. He's out of UCLA, a rookie, so he's the running back. And they'll give him some exposure, and Bell breaks one. The 30, the 40. into Eagle territory, and Khalil Bell staying in bounds. Takes it all the way down to about the 10. Jason McKee with a block, and the crowd goes, wow, where have you been all of our lives? 72 yards for the just activated Bell.
Check out the fullback here with the key block, but the Eagles brought pressure here. And when you bring pressure, if you crease it, there's nobody left in behind. Watch Johnny Knox run down Bell, the defensive back, and everybody, and add about 20 yards on to the end of that run. Johnny Knox was about 10 yards behind everybody and ended up catching Sean Jones.
That makes it first and goal at the 10-yard line. The play fake and then the pass to the outside, and that's caught by McKee, who threw that block to spring Bell. He's tackled there by Chris Gokong. It'll be second down and goal.
And that has to be an absolute thrill for Khalil Bell. Come in there in this big moment and break one off like that. And for the Chicago Bears, that slows down that blitz of the Philadelphia Eagles. The Eagles blitz as much as anybody in this league.
Second down and goal. Chicago going to that a huddle. Forte going nowhere. That'll make it third and goal. Crowd hates the play call. And how about that for a first ever carry for a guy? His first NFL carry on primetime television at Soldier Field for 72 yards.
You know, it's always interesting for head coaches, and Lovie Smith was talking about Bell and saying that, you know, we keep watching him in practice and he looks good and he's a pretty big guy and we feel pretty good, but you never know how the bright lights hit different guys, and the bright lights likes Khalil Bell.
And he gets activated tonight only because they had to put Garrett Wolf backup running back on injured reserve. Third and goal. Four-man rush. Cutler steps away from the pressure, then throws too high into traffic, intended for Olsen. Fourth and goal.
Oh, man, it's a good thing that was high, because Macho Harris was going to pick this one off. This looked a little like the last pass of the last game that was intercepted. You can see Cutler's going to try and force this one in across his body, and two Eagles run into each other, or that one might have been picked. If he doesn't sail this ball, that's an interception too. Pretty loose with the football in the red zone, and that has become his bugaboo.
28-yard field goal now, with Robbie Gould booting it through. Gould's kick will hop into the end zone, and Philadelphia will begin its drive from the 20-yard line. Well, you've got the big brother in McNabb. Then you have McCoy, the rookie out of Pitt, 21 years old. Jackson's in his second year out of California at 22. In the history of the league, playoff teams with both leaders under 24, there have only been a few. Hoyle Granger back with the Oilers, and Cribbs and Butler, and then most recently 96 Martin and Glenn with the New England Patriots.
All the young kids out there, what Donovan say, he said, you know, these guys are used to trying to get to 6 wins and go to a bowl game.
Right.
Doesn't work that way around here.
From the 20 on first down. McNabb starting out of the shotgun. McNabb backpedaling, trying to get away, and can't. Gets taken down by Hillenmeyer from behind.
Well, they tried to run a screen pass there, and it just simply wasn't there. Try and slow play the screen, but that's Marcus Harrison. Got out in front of it, and Donovan really had no choice but to try and scramble around. Well, I take that back. He did have a choice. Once he saw it breaking down, he should have just gotten rid of the football. He was out of the pocket.
Second and 15. And McNabb pumping and then throwing over the middle, and he's lucky that one wasn't picked off. Too high for McCoy. Alex Brown pressured McNabb on the play. McNabb wanted McCoy to run a different route, and that'll make it third and 15. There's the youth, and you throw Brent Selleck into that at the age of 24. Third and 15. And that pass caught on a slant, and that is Macklin, the rookie, who needed 15 and gets 16 yards on a third down conversion to the 31-yard line. Bowman with the coverage. They move the chains.
Second time in a row, 3rd and long. They end up converting. They're going after Zach Bowman, who's had a couple of interceptions the last couple of weeks. But clearly they want to stay away from Tillman. When they go after somebody, it's going to be number 35, Zach Bowman.
They've converted on 3rd and 14 and 3rd and 15, and now McCoy running over right guard to the 35-yard line. 4-yard gain. 2nd down and 6 with 8.5 to go in the half.
Boy, and I tell you, that just sucks the life out of the crowd, out of your defense. Twice now to have 3rd and 15 plus and give up first downs. Well, he's got to be pulling his hair out.
2nd down and 6. Eagles quickly to the line. Here's McCoy. Nothing on the left side. He'll swing it back to the right side. And before he loses the ball, he is down to the 38-yard line. Corey Graham making the tackle. That'll set up a 3rd down and 4.
Now we're starting to see a little bit of the Chicago Bears hustle and flying around the football that Rod Marinelli and Lovie Smith have been trying to get them to do. For Lance Briggs, it was a great game last week. Mark Anderson, a great game. Lovie was excited. He thought they were heading in the right direction. They just have to get off the field on 3rd down.
Third and 3. Halfway through the quarter. McNabb throws, and that will be intercepted by Zach Bowman. And he's down by contact. The pass intended for Deshaun Jackson. So Bowman, who was beaten by Macklin on the 3rd and long, atones with a big pick here.
Well, they say, Al, fool me once, come right back and try and hit the slant again against Bowman. Not this time. He jumps right in front, gets physical with the receiver, Deshaun Jackson, and Adewale Ogunleye is going to get his hand on the football just enough, and Bowman comes up with a huge turnover.
Bowman with his 3rd pick in the last 3 games. And now Cutler tries to cash in. Cutler going deep into double coverage intended for Hester and incomplete. Hester drew a crowd, and there's a flag down in the offensive backfield.
Holding, offense, number 37. 10-yard penalty, repeat first down.
Jason McKee trying to block with the hold, the fullback.
Yeah, it's pretty tough here when you're trying to block Trent Cole with backs in the backfield. You can see they've got a tight end that side to try and slow him down. They send both backs to try and get Trent Cole. Neither one's enough.
And he's the team leader with 7.5 on 1st and 20. Inside handoff here to Matt Forte. Now the crowd lets you know what they think about almost any running play these days.
Yeah, I'd say they still like Jay Cutler, and they want to see him in action a little bit. There's Ron Turner, the offensive coordinator of the Chicago Bears, and there's no question that Lovie Smith told him, I want more runs. I don't care if they're successful or not. We cannot drop back and throw the thing 52 times and have a chance. Not with our offensive line, not with this protection.
Yeah, brother of Norv. His Chargers are back in first in the AFC West after beating Denver today. And the little short pass to Forte, who gets taken out by Asante Samuel. And that will make it 3rd down and 17.
And I'm going to guess that Jay Cutler got a little lecture this week on, in tough situations like this, 3rd down and 17, don't think that you have to show off that super arm of yours and try and drill one in there. Dump it down, see what happens. Don't turn the football over. There's nothing wrong with a punt in this situation.
3rd and 17. Cutler is 6 of 11 for 22 yards. Pressure, almost gets sacked, guns it, deflected, and incomplete, intended for Johnny Knox. But the heat was on as Jay steps up. So Cutler right now is averaging less than 2 yards per pass.
Trent Cole with a stance that he stole from Michael Strahan. He saw the Giants use this stance, and he said, I kind of liked it. So working against Orlando Pace, who's a very tall guy, Trent Cole thought he might have the ability to go underneath him and used it there. Almost came away with a sack.
Stole it from Strahan or Usain Bolt. Maynard to kick. A low-angled kick that is caught at the 8-yard line by Deshaun Jackson. And Jackson, always a threat to bring it back all the way, is into Chicago territory and gets taken down at the 40-yard line. A big run back. Jamar Williams with the tackle, and maybe a touchdown-saving tackle. So a low-angled kick. Big play, Deshaun Jackson, with several long touchdown plays this year, either runs or receptions or returns, and a 53-yard run back here. The ball is at the 39 of Chicago, and McNabb out of the shotgun fires, and that will be caught by Jackson, who then loses the ball. Scramble for it to the 32-yard line. Tillman able to knock it free. Chicago has it. Anthony Adams with the recovery, so they go right back to Jackson after the run back, and Anthony Adams with it, well, not quite an Olga Corbett move, but we'll give him an 8.7 anyway.
Let's see if Deshaun Jackson, 2 feet down, definitely he's running. That's a catch. Charles Tillman, probably the best in the league in the secondary as far as getting the ball out. He is known for stripping the football, makes another huge play, and just kills the momentum that Deshaun Jackson gave him with that punt return.
Now the Bears at the 33-yard line. And this is Bell. And Bell, after that 72-yard debut, here comes a flag in from Correnti after the play. The referee standing well behind.
Offense number 87. 10-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
That negates that play, and the call is on Kellen Davis, seeing a lot of action as the second tight end. Desmond Clark is inactive tonight.
Kellen Davis has to play the role now of blocking tight end. They're trying to run his way, but he ended up hooking Trent Cole, and Trent Cole is causing a lot of problems for a lot of people here. Cole spins out of there, no question about it. Kellen Davis got him. Good call by the officials. This game is pinball machine to be on tilt right now.
Yeah.
This is crazy.
5.5 left in the half.
It was a foul at the line of scrimmage. Therefore, the penalty is assessed from the previous spot. The ball is correct.
Just wanted to make sure. Tony Correnti coming in first and 20. Cutler says reset the play clock, which had gone down to 10. So when Correnti came in, Cutler's looking at the play clock. The play clock should go to 25. Right now it's at 10. And now they'll wind it, and they'll wind it from 10. From the 23-yard line. The ball is handed off. Bell again. Bell over the right side, and Bell up to the 31-yard line. That's a gain of 8 for him, and it will be second down and 12. And on second down and 12, here he goes rolling out to the left, and he throws, and that is caught by Devin Hester. He gets tackled up at the 40-yard line. It will be third down and 4.
And you just wonder if Cutler might have gone to the coaching staff and said, how about putting in a few of these? You know, just get me moving. Sometimes you can get in the rhythm of a game when you make a little play fake, get outside the pocket. You're not always throwing with guys all around your feet. He likes getting out and moving, and really has not had a lot of success this season outside the pocket, even when he's gotten a chance.
As those numbers reflect, it's third down and 4. Under 4 to go in the half. Olsen comes in to protect. That buys Cutler time, but that pass isn't even close. However, there is a flag on the play at the 40-yard line. And this is going to go against the Eagles and give Chicago a first down.
Illegal contact, defense number 23. 5-yard penalty, automatic first down.
And that's the reason the pass was so overthrown, because Dimitri Patterson was holding up Johnny Knox.
Dimitri Patterson had a bit of a tough week last week, and you're going against one of the fastest players in the NFL, and Johnny Knox, and no doubt about it, he's going to try and grab hold and go for a ride there. Good job by Jay Cutler to get that thing out of there. First and 10 from the 45-yard line. The fake to Forte, and
And under pressure, Cutler has to get it away quickly to his one-time college teammate at Vanderbilt, Earl Bennett, for a gain of 5.
Well, as soon as we bring it up, we've seen moving in the pocket. We saw a bootleg there. And it's all because they've had some success running the ball tonight. Because once you establish anything running the ball, and that's what Lovey insisted on this week. He said, I don't care if it works, it doesn't work, whatever. We cannot just keep dropping back. We've got to keep pounding it in there and give us a chance.
2nd and 5. And that pass is errant again, intended for Devin Hester. 3rd down and 5.
That time the Eagles were able to get pressure. Roberto Garza got knocked right back into Jay Cutler. And Jay Cutler sort of flinched on the throw because he wasn't expecting his guard to be going backwards.
3rd and 5. And that pass is caught. And a first down by Earl Bennett, who breaks free. Just goes right through the vise. And instead of being stopped short of a first down, it's a 19-yard gain to the 31-yard line.
Great read that time by Earl Bennett. He saw the hot read. They're going to come with a slot corner blitz right off the edge there. And all it takes in that situation is for somebody to just man up. That's Chicago Bears football right there. 3 guys hit you at the same time, maybe 4, and you break out for the first down. That's a momentum shift for the Bears.
At the 31-yard line. Cutler looking to the left side and then throwing, and that's incomplete. With Sheldon Brown covering on the play on the pass intended for Hester. Sheldon Brown, we mentioned the hamstring before the game. He had been out for a few plays and then comes back in and gets some immediate action. 2nd and 10.
Well, this has to be a mistake now by the Bears. You'll see 2 different guys within about 3 yards of each other. I'm not so sure that you don't end up in this situation that he wasn't ending up trying to get the ball to his tight end, Kellen Davis, and he got tripped up and got no call.
2nd and 10 at the 31-yard line. And Forte, and you saw that flag come in, and when the flag comes in from that angle, it's from the umpire, and you know what.
Holding, offense number 57. 10-yard penalty, repeat 2nd down.
That's the center, Olin Kreutz.
Broderick Bunkley just had a little stunt down inside of him, and Kreutz stuck his arm out. I'm not sure that Bunkley had any chance whatsoever to make the play, but this one's being tightly officiated. Here's Bunkley right here. He comes down inside, and Kreutz sticks his arm out.
Back to Soldier Field. 2nd down and 20 from the 41-yard line. Cutler stepping up, looking for the sideline, and he'll be escorted out of bounds by Macho Harris.
But not insignificant yardage at all, because now you're taking it down inside the possibility of about a 50-yard field goal here. So a good decision there by Jay Cutler. Really could have maybe even fought for a few more. I mean, they're right in that territory, so wouldn't even totally surprise me here to see them play something underneath just to add 5 or 6 yards to this field goal.
3rd and 11. 4-man rush over the middle. Olsen, can he get the first down? It's going to be very close. They'll spot the ball just outside the 21-yard line. Witherspoon and Tracy White are there, and they are just short of the first down. And Cutler, at least for the moment, wants to lead them up to the line of scrimmage and go no huddle here on 4th and 1.
And Lovey's slowing him down. Now, he may well go for it here, but he wants to work a little. Well, maybe he doesn't.
The Bears will at least line up to go for it on 4th and a short one, and they do. And on a sneak, Jay Cutler appears to have a first down, and does. And now Cutler will go no huddle again. Here's a look at the sneak.
Olin Kreutz got off the ball there and got just enough movement.
And have plenty of time. They can help milk the clock on their way down the field as they have 2 timeouts left and leave Philadelphia with nothing. And Cutler has to spin away and pirouette out of a sack. And there's a flag down in the secondary all the way down at the 4-yard line.
I think you're going to get some illegal contact on the tight end.
Illegal contact, defense number 50. 5-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Will Witherspoon.
Well, Witherspoon, it's one of those coverages where it looked like he ran all the way across the formation to try and run underneath the tight end. And when he got there, made contact, but he was about 7 or 8 yards down the field.
Now 1st and 10 at the 15-yard line. 46 ticks. 2 timeouts for Chicago. Through the middle, Matt Forte. Timeout taken here. I'm with you, bro. Asante Samuel and Jaquay Parker, 2 Eagles starters, are both on the bench being looked at by the training staff at the moment. It is 2nd down and 9 with the ball at the 15-yard line. And Cutler throws to the 10-yard line. That is caught by Greg Olsen. Clock down to half a minute. Bears conserving their final timeout. And it's 3rd down and 5. The crowd getting a little anxious right here. That's Asante Samuel, the Pro Bowl cornerback. They're working on him. You know, Sheldon Brown was also dinged up coming into the game with a strained hamstring. He was a game-time decision. He is in there. You got Dimitri Patterson. There's Brown. And now you've got Cutler at the 10-yard line on a 3rd down and 5 with 21 seconds out of the shotgun. Send 5 receivers out. And then Cutler throws, and that pass is incomplete. Intended for Olsen. So they sent 5 into the pattern. Hester and Olsen in the neighborhood. The pass is incomplete, and they'll have to settle for another field goal attempt.
Well, the Eagles aren't going to let you do that. They're going to bring a lot of pressure when you end up spreading out the formation. Jay Cutler just backpedaled to make sure he didn't take the sack there and ensure the 3.
Robbie Gould, who has made field goals from 45 and 28. 41 consecutive field goals from less than 40 yards. This a chip shot. Maynard to put it down at the 18-yard line. The 28-yard attempt is inside the right upright. You can talk about Cutler. You can talk about the defense. You can talk about a lot of things, but the penalties have hurt him. Gould's kick taken by Macho Harris. And Harris brings the ball back out to the 33-yard line in time for one McNabb kneel down to end the first half. Philadelphia dominating the first quarter, and then here in the second quarter, Chicago with 160 yards. So Chicago has outgained Philadelphia in the game, 178 to 165. But the only touchdown of the night belongs to the Philadelphia Eagles.
But Jay Cutler has not thrown an interception in the first half of this one, so at least he's gotten his feet back on the ground and settled a bit.
And they'll give the ball to Coy. Tackled by Briggs, and the teams go to the locker room. Chicago will get the ball. Second half begins. Philadelphia up by 1, and away we go. The second half with Akers saying it to Manning. Danielle Manning from the 2. And then he gets stood up and forced back from the 30-yard line by Tracy White. And the Bears players and the Eagles players, I would imagine, would have the same issue. It's very soft, especially in the middle of the field. The ball is at the 31-yard line, and they give the ball to Matt Forte.
The Bears have tried to stay a bit of a hurry-up approach here. so far in the first half, but for Jay Cutler, pretty conservative. A lot of completions, not much yardage.
2nd and 6 as he spins around and throws it into traffic, and that's Devin Hester on not a particularly well-designed play. Dimitri Patterson, the cornerback, is right there to stop him.
Well, here we go with Dimitri Patterson on the outside. A lot of guys so young in the secondary trying to contribute something here. Ike Iguano back there, Macho Harris back there, and unfortunately for the Eagles, Asante Samuel over there.
For the stinger, 3rd down and 9. Joselio Hansen, another defensive back, was suspended by the league. Performance-enhancing drugs for 4 games, and now you've got Trent Cole busting through. And sooner or later, number 58 is going to push his way right into your face. And down goes Cutler all the way back at his own 32-yard line. A 13-yard sack.
Just before the snap of the ball, Trent Cole went from his defensive end position down inside and ends up isolated on Olin Kreutz. And for Kreutz, there's really no chance whatsoever he's going to make that block. Jay Cutler trying to keep his eyes down the field, but it's tough when that's coming at you.
From the 32, the sack takes them back to the 19-yard line. And Maynard's kick is a short one that's fair caught up at the 42. First down at the 42-yard line as the pass is underthrown, intended for Reggie Brown. That'll make it 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, you talk about statistics, you talk about a guy with a smile on his face, and why not? He really has had a terrific career. Only 4 quarterbacks with at least 100 touchdown passes that have twice as many touchdowns as interceptions. And in that small club, Tom Brady, Steve Young, and Peyton Manning, and now they're going to call him probably for an illegal substitution.
Right, because you saw McNabb going out.
Offensive huddle, 5-yard penalty. Remains 2nd.
One guy's got to come out before the other guy comes in. Pretty much like too many men on the ice in hockey.
Right.
You got to at least be on your way to the sideline. McNabb was hanging around as Vick came in. So 12 men on the field, and that costs him 5 yards and brings McNabb back onto the field and sends Vick to the sideline.
You know, it was interesting talking to Andy Reid. He said he likes to play Vick more when McNabb is playing well, as opposed to when he's playing poorly. You put him in when he's playing poorly, all of a sudden you stir up some kind of a quarterback controversy, but when he's playing well, it's just a bit of an accent.
So now it's 2nd down and 15. You joined us late. Vick had a 34-yard run on the first series of the game. A ton of time, but then he has to settle for the pass underneath to Avant, and he gets tackled up at the 41-yard line after a short gain of 4. It'll be 3rd and 11.
You can tell with Donovan that you're getting down to that time of the year where you want to have some veteran guys around you that know how to make plays, and Jason Avant is that guy now that I think Brian Westbrook is going to be down for a few.
Westbrook sustaining that 2nd concussion in 3 weeks last week in San Diego, and will probably be out at least 3 games. In fact, they didn't even want him to go to meetings this week. They said just hang out at home. 3rd down and 12 from the 41-yard line. And McNabb avoids the sack, throws, and then it's incomplete as he was able to get it to Macklin inside the 45-yard line. Alex Brown that time coming in and putting the heat on Donovan.
Well, Alex Brown working against Jason Peters is going to get all the way around, but we're seeing a lot of slipping and sliding out here. The receivers, the backs. I saw one of the Bears linebackers there slip when he's trying to take off. Deshaun Jackson trying to come back to that ball. I think the middle of this field is pretty well torn up right now.
No question. Here's Sam Rocca. Andrea talked about it, and that's a bad kick, but a flag is thrown at the 43-yard line as the ball is out of bounds at the 44-yard line. That would be a 16-yard punt. Tony Correnti will give us the call.
It's a big call after that bad punt.
Ineligible downfield prior to the kick, number 51. Chicago has exercised the option of taking it at the end of the kick. 5-yard penalty, 1st down.
For the Eagles, Stuart Bradley got hurt, tore his ACL in training camp, and so they have had a rotation at middle linebacker. Right now, Mays did not play the first play of the game tonight, but he's been in there much of the way as Cutler throws over the middle, and that is caught by Earl Bennett. And Bennett takes the ball to the 28-yard line. So Bennett, who was a freshman when Cutler was a senior at Vanderbilt, makes the catch, gives him a first down.
I think it may have been Joe Mays that time that got caught up in the play action. Took one step up, and Cutler was able to find his man behind him. Pretty tough. He had an opportunity early in the preseason to win that starting middle linebacker job and just simply could not. I feel like he's a little better prepared now after playing on special teams.
Khalil Bell is in the game, the running back who ran for 72 on his first ever carry, and he almost fumbles this one. So he has one to remember and one to forget on his third carry, as he is taken down for a loss of 3, second down and 13.
As everybody's heart skipped a beat on that one. Whoa, that's one of those you're just happy to hang on and still have a chance. But this game is really turning into, Al, who can score once you get down inside the red zone. I mean, neither of these teams are very good offensively or defensively in the red zone, but the one touchdown by the Eagles really has been the difference.
Defensive coordinator Sean McDermott taking over for the legendary Jim Johnson, who died during the offseason. And that pass is almost picked by Sheldon Brown. Sheldon upset with himself, had the interception. Cutler throwing up his hand. I don't know if it's Johnny Knox or whatever here.
He may have wanted him to just take off there. I think that maybe he was thinking he wanted him to go deep. But Johnny Knox sort of faded that route a little bit on the back end, and Sheldon Brown almost got underneath it. More and more now we're seeing those corners letting receivers run by and undercutting from the backside.
Third down and 13. Cutler, and that pass is over the middle, intended for Olsen, and incomplete. And Jay tonight has thrown 24 passes for 89 yards, so he's averaging about 3.5 yards per pass attempt.
Well, that time he had a pretty small window, though. Will Witherspoon did a great job on Greg Olsen. You could see Cutler really had nowhere to go but to try and just throw that one high and give his guy a chance.
49-yard attempt by Robbie Gould to give Chicago what would be its first lead of the night. Maynard puts it down, and Robbie, good as gold. Here's the kick, fielded at the 15-yard line by Macho Harris. Up to the 32-yard line. But we want him on the shelf for at least a little while. And so McCoy becomes the main guy. And on first down, it's McCoy taking the ball up to the 39. Let's check in with Andrea.
Well, yeah, Al, and in light of both Brian Westbrook and Clinton Portis' concussions, Commissioner Roger Goodell has issued a new mandate as part of his ongoing player safety initiative. Teams will be required to send a player who suffered a concussion to a neurologist or a neurosurgeon independent of the team doctor. And before the player returns to practice or a game, he'll have to be cleared by that independent specialist as well as the team doctor.
Sounds good. Second down and 3, and through the middle. This is McCoy. A flag comes in. Corrente throws it. The referee behind all of the action.
False start on the play. Play should have been stopped. The fullback was moving forward, simulating the start of the snap. 5-yard penalty, remains second down.
So no play. The foul on the fullback Weaver.
Yeah, just one final note on Brian Westbrook, though. It is good news. He's symptom-free right now, but the Eagles have taken an extremely conservative approach with him. Didn't even have him go to meetings. You talked about it earlier. This week he's just going to go to meetings, see how he holds up, if he gets the headaches back. So good for Andy Reid and the Eagles trying to take care of one of their stars.
Second and 8 from the 34 after the flag. And then they give it on an end around to Jackson. And Jackson will be taken out of bounds very close to a first down at the 43-yard line.
Boy, I tell you, when Deshaun Jackson takes that reverse, you feel good if you hold him to just 8 yards or so. Last time he ran this play, it went for 67 yards and a touchdown. And you can see the impact it has on those defensive ends. Go back to the play against the Redskins. Exact same play. Here you go. You get this young man in the open field, and it is good night.
And that is a first down. The ball is at the 44-yard line. Now McCoy over the right side. McCoy, gain of 6 up to the 50-yard line. McCoy, drafted in the second round, just 21 years old.
Still has a little bit of that rookie wow factor, except when he saw Tom Brady on the other side of the field, all he could say was wow.
2nd and 4. McNabb gets sacked in the arms of Lance Briggs, who comes penetrating through and knocks him to the turf at the 41-yard line.
Lance Briggs comes on a delayed blitz that time. You're going to see him right here. Instead of coming immediately on the snap of the ball, he sort of stands up, and McCoy's going to try and sneak out. That is one of the things that he's going to have issues with. He may well have thought in that situation that Briggs was going to drop in coverage. The delayed blitz got McCoy.
There's Urlacher on injured reserve. That's Briggs' second sack of the season. 3rd down and 13, and the pass is caught, but well shy of the first down as Briggs makes the tackle on the rookie Jeremy Maclin up at the 48-yard line, and the Eagles will punt.
You know, in the National Football League, you need your stars to take over every once in a while. Here's a star they wouldn't mind if he'd take over and have another punt return. But for Lance Briggs, huge game last week, comes right back with a couple of big plays and gets his offense back on the field.
Sav Rocca, whose last kick was a duck, 16 yards. Devin Hester sets up at the Chicago 10. Angle to the far side. Hester takes it at the 14, and no room to roam for him. Where do you think those guys will be on Friday?
I tell you, I never feel like I have a bad day when I see turkeys just before Thanksgiving.
That might be file footage, though. Who knows? At the 18-yard line on first down, Matt Forte. And, of course, on Thanksgiving, even though John filed it away years ago,
right,
you have to think about the turducken, right?
I will never forget watching him chop up that turducken with his hands and reaching inside that thing with the 6 legs on it. And this is so much a part of everybody's Thanksgiving, watching John with that.
I always thought it was ridiculous. Did you ever eat it?
No.
It's fabulous.
Really?
It's great. 2nd down and 6 at the 22-yard line. And Cutler has that one batted back at the line of scrimmage. That was Will Witherspoon, who was picked up at the trading deadline from the St. Louis Rams, knocking it away. 3rd down and 6.
Well, I tell you, the Eagles are just coming right now. They're bringing all kinds of pressure against Jay Cutler. And Jay's kind of reacting by falling away from some throws. He needs to be a little careful with that one. I know he has a big arm. Sometimes those end up in the hands of other people.
Those are grim numbers. 3rd and 6. Oh, and they'll get even grimmer. 13 of 26 for 89 yards.
Well, let's just say the best thing that happened to Jay Cutler on this one, this ball hit the ground. A little fall away from that one. Really probably had a little more time to sit and watch that one. But I think the clock in his head now is getting sped up a bit. The Eagles have brought so much pressure. Jay's thinking that they're getting there even when they're not.
Brad Maynard's kick. Jackson is back. Pulls it in, 34-yard line. Moving to the outside and then gets whacked from behind. Great tackle from behind. Philly started out hot tonight. Those first 2 drives, they looked unstoppable. 144 yards, 10 points. But over the last 6 drives, 50 yards and 2 turnovers. So they try to get it going again, and this is Macklin stepping away from a tackle and picking up a first down. Got away from Zach Bowman and takes the ball into Chicago territory, gain of 16.
Well, we're seeing the Bears playing a little more single coverage and off coverage, and with good reason. When you're playing off of these young, speedy receivers for the Philadelphia Eagles, sometimes you just have to get the ball in their hands. And Deshaun Jackson is such a playmaker on the other side. It just seems like they would come up with a few more ways to get him the football.
A lot of time. McNabb going deep, and speaking of Jackson, touchdown. He beats the safety Al Afalava running a post, and it's a 48-yard strike for the quick strike Eagles.
Well, we saw Randy Moss do this a week ago. Deshaun Jackson's speed is just going to split the cover 2 defense. You end up running routes right through the middle of 2 deep safeties, and McNabb says, my guy's faster than your guy. Thank you very much. I'll take 6.
For Jackson, he has 7 touchdowns this season. That's 48 yards. That's his shortest touchdown of the season. So when we say quick strike Eagles, not tonight, but through the course of the season, they have been a quick strike team. 2 plays, 64 yards, and Philadelphia reassumes the lead with 5:53 to play in the third.
Well, you can't throw a pass that far without great protection, and that time Jason Peters got it done on the outside right here against Gaines Adams, who really has not been much of a factor when he's gotten a chance to get in the game. Jason Peters, of course, got a little help that time from Leonard Weaver as well. But for Donovan McNabb, the entire key to that play was he had to hold it about 4 seconds to give Jackson a chance to clear both safeties. And then McNabb drilled it. That young man is exciting. I mean to tell you, I remember watching him in college and thinking, everybody keeps telling me he's too small, but I haven't seen anybody cover him yet.
Jackson 5'10" and 175 pounds. Picked in the second round last year. 7 TDs this season. And we talked about Philadelphia with 50 yards composite on 6 consecutive drives. And then just like that, 64 yards, 2 plays. Eagles by 5. And Akers to kick off. This is Johnny Knox, who's already run one back against Detroit for a touchdown. And this one is taken all the way out to the 46-yard line. So the rookie Knox gets forced out of bounds by the kicker, David Akers, after a 41-yard return.
Answer speed with speed. And over on the sideline, Jay Cutler's got an idea for Johnny Knox, too. He said, did you see Deshaun Jackson just go right down the middle here and hit this big play? That touchdown actually happened while he was drawing that one. I wonder if Jay changed his play after he saw it. Didn't even blink. They scored a touchdown, and Jay Cutler didn't even look up.
From the 45-yard line on first down. Cutler. And that's taken by Hester. And he spins away for a first down. A gain of 16, getting away from Sheldon Brown.
You know, again, it's just a matter of sometimes these guys are such great playmakers on the outside. You end up just giving them a chance. And for Jay Cutler, you do have to say this has been a relatively patient night. We saw him at the end of that last drive, so patient. But sometimes you have to realize this is kind of Bears football. You know, every once in a while, there's nothing wrong with sort of playing ball control. Don't turn it over. Keep your football team in it. Get a chance to go back down the field now.
On the 39-yard line. Forte. Good hole there. To the 31 he goes. Tackled by Quentin Michael. Had to move him out to a corner with Samuel on the bench with a stinger. Patterson in the game on the other side. And they have to move Michael to a corner spot.
Little trap coming over here with Josh Beekman. Oh, the other way. I'm sorry. That's the way it ended up. Little jump cut, though, by Matt Forte on the play. Something he said he picked up from LaDainian Tomlinson. He's a guy that he sort of studied and figured out that jump cut.
2nd and 3. And that's Greg Olson. should only learn jump cuts from Tomlinson and Steven Spielberg.
You're still living in L.A., aren't you? How's Brentwood these days?
Pretty good.
Good, good.
That's Fort Thomas.
Excellent. Did I tell you about the Highlands High School team?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Chris's son, boy, I'm telling you. Young Austin. We'll be doing his games in a few years. First down at the 27-yard line. And that is caught by Earl Bennett, and he'll get taken back after a gain of 9. His forward progress takes him to the 18-yard line. So Chicago answering the Philly touchdown with a nice drive. It'll be second down and 4.
Dimitri Patterson is going to just slip and fall here. We talked about the field, and it's just gooey. I don't know why particularly it's gooey, but I remember we did a game on the NFL Network here a season ago about this same time of year, and a lot of people were slipping, especially in that area outside the numbers.
On the field before the game, it felt like it had rained here for the last 4 days, even though it's been beautiful. Second and 1. And through the middle for a first down goes Forte to the 15-yard line. On interceptions over the last 2 years from the 15-yard line. Under pressure. This time he throws a touchdown. Kellen Davis, the tight end, for the score to put Chicago back up on top.
Remember the one he missed earlier in the game? Didn't miss it this time. Kellen Davis, a tight end at the end. Gokong was in coverage, but Cutler with a beautiful lofted ball that dropped in from high above, and Gokong just unable to get there. That was the exact same play they missed early in the game, came back to it with a touchdown.
And Quentin Michael on a corner blitz was right in his face as he released it. 6 plays, 55 yards in 3 minutes, and they'll go for 2 to try to make it a 3-point game. They're up by 1. 2-point conversion here. Cutler out of the shotgun. Hit as he throws and completes it to Forte. So the crowd electrified again as Chicago answers that Philadelphia quick strike, with Cutler leading them down the field. Kellen Davis was seeing more action tonight than he normally would because Desmond Clark is inactive. Greg Olsen, the number 1 tight end. And Davis this season with just 8 receptions, but 3 of them have taken him into the end zone. Kickoff taken at the 11-yard line. Macho Harris. And Macho gets machoed, and that is Tim Shaw. Tim Shaw had that big monster hit on a punt return earlier in the quarter, and now again here.
Looks like the Bears came out of the locker room for the second half. Oh, man. Now we're playing some football. Yes, sir. That's the way the Bears played last week. That's awesome.
From the 29. Eagles begin this drive. Fake to McCoy. McNabb. Coverage is very good. And Donovan is forced to throw it away into the Eagle bench, and that brings 2 flags.
Probably going to have guys downfield because that screen pass got pretty well messed up by Alex Brown.
And that will be the call.
An eligible member of the offense downfield prior to the pass. Number 74, 5-yard penalty, repeat first down.
Winston Justice.
And really not Winston Justice's fault here. And it's one of the problems, we talked about it before, Donovan McNabb, when the screen pass is not there, he needs to simply throw this thing away. They're going to try and throw back screen. Alex Brown falls underneath it. But now, instead of just taking it and throw it away, Donovan tries to make a play out of it, but his linemen don't know that, so they're downfield.
First and 15 from the 24-yard line. Jackson has it. Afalava pushes him out of bounds up at the 33-yard line.
Alex Brown very nearly pushes Jason Peters right back into McNabb on this one. So many speed rushing guys, you have to get set up and get ready for them to go inside, go outside. You're not sure what they're going to do, and then they come and hit you right underneath the chin and then basically knock you back into the quarterback.
2nd and 8. McCoy. And he picks it up to the 38-yard line. So they go from 1st and 15 to 3rd and a short too, Chris.
We're seeing some good young backs around the league. Rashard Mendenhall, LaShawn McCoy, he's making an impression here tonight. And now we're coming up on a big 3rd down.
5 yards per tote for the rookie out of Pittsburgh. 3rd down, short 2. Inside handoff out of the gun, and they pick up the 1st down. McCoy does across the 40 to the 41-yard line.
Well, they come right back with Mike Vick here in that same play they used on short yardage before. I tell you, this is Winston Justice right over here, and he's going to end up with the key block on this one. Coming down on Tommy Harris, get that double team, but that's the old college play we were talking about earlier. That little read play, Vick rides it in there and has the choice of handing it off or pulling it out and running himself.
Vick again with a handful of plays tonight. Had the big one, and that's fumbled out of bounds by Jackson.
Charles Tillman is unbelievable. He's like a pickpocket or something. I've never seen a defensive back do a better job of getting the ball out than what he does. You see this game after game, time after time. He doesn't even go for the hit there. He just realizes that Jackson has the ball out away from his body and whacks it out of there.
Final minute of the quarter. 2nd and 7. Lot of time. And then he finds the open man, and this time it's the rookie Macklin, and there's a flag down back in the offensive backfield.
Tripping. Offense, number 71. 10-yard penalty. Remains 2nd down.
Left tackle Jason Peters. Big flag.
Boy, that is a huge call. Would have been a 1st down. Jason Peters missed on the cut and then threw his legs back. Good call by the officials. Look at Deshaun Jackson on the other side. They're sick of seeing him run free down there. They're getting up in his face now and starting to pound on him. Jason Peters coming back off that ankle injury. Had a good week of practice this week, but missed on that cut block.
2nd and 17. McNabb spins around and throws a bubble screen out to Jeremy Macklin. He gets tackled to the 38-yard line. 4th quarter, 3rd and 13. Eagles have it at the 37-yard line. 4-man Chicago rush. Good protection. And then he goes to the tight end. That's Selleck making the catch. Forced back to the 44-yard line by Zachary Bowman. And then comes the punt team.
Jason Peters once again working against Alex Brown. Had to finally just push him off to the next guy. And then says, hello, Tommy Harris.
Sav Rocca's kick. A wobbly low liner that spins out of bounds at the 23-yard line. The Bears, who are trying to get to 500. Since 1990, when they expanded the playoff system to include 12 teams. If you start 6-4, you make the playoffs about 2/3 of the time. You start 5-5, you make it about a quarter of the time. If you start 4-6, and the Bears would be 4-6 if they lose, you make it about 1 time out of 14. Khalil Bell is the running back. The ball is at the 23-yard line. And they give it to Bell, who sprung a 72-yarder earlier, the very first carry of his career in the first half, and he was just activated when Garrett Wolf went on injured reserve. Was the most yards on a first carry since the horse, Alan Amici, 79 yards in 1955. Wow.
Khalil was looking for oxygen at the end of that one. Got passed by Johnny Knox like he was standing still.
Second down and 6. And that's caught by Kellen Davis. That's wild with Alan Amici. Well, the horse will always be noted as being the man who scored
no doubt
the winning touchdown in the overtime game, Colts and Giants, that helped elevate the National Football League eventually into the new national pastime.
Well, once football became a television game, it was pretty much over at that point, wasn't it?
How are the ratings this year, by the way? Pretty good.
Pretty good.
3rd and 4. From the 29. And Cutler's pass is too high, intended for Earl Bennett. So Chicago with a 3 and out. And the one thing about Jay, he shows his emotions on his sleeve.
Well, I tell you what, the Eagles are showing blitz almost every down. No safety in the middle of the field, man-to-man everywhere. They just don't care, and Jay Cutler had that one just get away from him. I think that one should have been a first down. He just completely missed. But again, backpedaling away from those throws, I think he's much better off standing in and delivering a shot.
5th punt of the night for Maynard, who's averaging 42 yards per boot. And Jackson will let that one bounce out of bounds. This drive starts from the 19 with a good run through the middle by LaShawn McCoy, who then loses the ball. Big scramble at the 37-yard line, and Chicago has it. Hunter Hillenmeyer is the man at the bottom of the pile.
When Charles Tillman gets around you, you better get your hands around the football. Once again, just knocking the thing out of there. He doesn't go for the tackle. He just punched it right through the arms of LaShawn McCoy. That looked like a right hook. Brilliant play. I mean, just brilliant play. It's something the Bears practice, but there is nobody that does it better than Charles Tillman.
So he has by himself forced 2 of the 3 Philly turnovers tonight.
Poor LaShawn McCoy said they didn't do that in college. Brilliant.
Cutler with a short field now from the 37-yard line. Forte on first down. Taken down at the line of scrimmage, maybe a yard behind.
What's remarkable is that LaShawn McCoy actually puts 2 hands on the ball. And he really is covering that up. That's high and tight, Tiki Barber, and it just didn't matter. That right cross got it out of there. It's amazing.
Hand in a forearm, and Tillman with his second created turnover tonight. Second down 12, 2-yard loss from the 39-yard line. Cutler to the slot. That's Greg Olsen, and he drops it at the 35-yard line. That is incomplete. Quentin Michael popped him as the ball got there. 3rd and 12.
What's that thing in boxing they use? Acupunch or whatever. It shows the accuracy of your punches. Well, Charles Tillman tonight's about 100% on that. That's the Bears game, though, and Lovie Smith talked about it this week. He said we have to create those turnovers and quit giving them away ourselves, and really the Bears have done that.
3rd and 12. Blitz gets it away, sets up the screen. Forte, and it's a good tackle at the 30-yard line. Victor Abiamiri is able to knock him down shy of the first down. Set up the screen very nicely, had blocking, but he is stopped about 3 yards shy of the first, and that's going to set up about a 48-yard attempt for Robbie Gould.
Bears giving the Eagles a little bit of their own medicine. The Eagles known as one of the great screen teams, but the last few weeks the Bears have been getting it done.
Gold trying to kick his 5th field goal of the night, and this one is blocked. This one is blocked, and the Eagles say just let it roll to a stop. 64, Antonio Dixon gets the block. He was originally signed by the Redskins, released in camp, signed by the Eagles, and here is his big moment in the sun.
Sure is. He just plowed his way through there, got that big mid up, and then had a little celebration afterwards. John Madden would love this. It's the way linemen celebrate when they block a field goal.
Sumo from the 38. This is McCoy on his first carry since the fumble. McCoy across the 40. They'll spot the ball just shy of the 42. It'll be 2nd down and 6.
But a good idea that time by Andy Reid. Get the ball back in the hands of LaShawn McCoy. You really don't have a choice now. You have to go young and stay young for the rest of the season. They got him right back in there, handing him the football just to get him settled back in.
Now Weaver is the back. 2nd down and 6. They fake it to him, and the pass is caught at the 47-yard line by Jason Avant, who scored the game's first touchdown tonight. Ball spotted just past the 47-yard line and a little bit short of the first down, though Correnti will say, let's bring the sticks in and take a closer look.
It's a really good route that time by Jason Avant, a veteran player. He's on the slot here, and you're going to see him come up and just stop and wait for McNabb to draw him back out this way. Instead of moving too soon, he holds his ground there, and that holds Corey Graham for just a minute. That's the kind of veteran routes that really Donovan McNabb has been missing. These young guys make big plays down the field, but sometimes you just have to convert those 2nd and 3rd downs.
They're just short. They are 3rd and about 2 lengths.
What a day Jason Avant had last week. 8 for 156 in that game, and a big breakout moment for him.
Donovan throwing for 450 yards, albeit in a losing cause at San Diego. 3rd and inches. Donovan will take it himself, and that forward thrust should net him a 1st down.
What did Donovan McNabb tell us about their short yardage problems? Said it's time to go back to the big guys, man. Who are the big guys? No question about it. The big fullback Leonard Weaver and Donovan McNabb. Just give us the ball, get out of the way, and let's keep some drives alive.
9.5 minutes to go. Eagles trying to go to 6-4. Chicago trying to get back to 500 at 5-5. And that pass behind the line of scrimmage is taken by Jackson. Jackson had to reach down for it.
Look at that. Remarkable. Does not get enough credit for what he does for the Chicago Bears.
2nd and 2. McCoy angling over the left side. Nick Roach makes the tackle, and that's another Philadelphia 1st down with the ball to be spotted at the 40.
Who was it earlier this season? The Green Bay Packers that we're talking about, Tillman, and how good he is at getting that ball. I mean, they really spent a good deal of their practice time because in the division, and they understood full well, said you just have to be aware when this guy's anywhere around the football, it's coming out.
2 years ago, he was able to get James Jones to fumble twice in the Chicago Green Bay game. Yeah, Green Bay has seen enough of him. Eldra Buckley is now the running back. And McNabb throws it to the outside, and this is Jackson, and Jackson's able to get to the 35-yard line. Tillman and Roach in on the stop. Gain of 5. 2nd down and 5.
Great job by Jason Peters of recognition on this one. They come with a corner blitz off the edge. Jason Peters sees it at the last minute, comes out and protects his quarterback. Really heads up play. He sees the guy down inside, but he knows you send somebody inside, somebody else is coming outside, and he picked it up.
Got Zach Bowman. Jackson now with 96 yards. And McNabb will throw it, and that's a first down. And that is Macklin, who is tackled in bounds at the 25-yard line. 1st and 10.
Well, if you're going to bring that kind of pressure, and the Bears brought it this time, you have to do something to disrupt these routes of the wide receivers. They're going to come with 4 guys off here to Donovan's left-hand side, but they played so far off on the coverage, it ends up being just an easy hot read to this side. You see how far Bowman is off, and for a hot read, that's what you're looking for. You just want to get it out of your hand. Need to change that up a bit.
From the 24. And this is Weaver taking it to the 20-yard line. Philadelphia already in field goal range in a 3-point game. 6:40 remaining in the 4th. The Bears are +3 tonight. So if you're +3 or better this season, you're 29-0. But right now the Bears have their hands full. They're up by 3. With Philadelphia already in field goal range. Right now Philly with no turnovers, and Chicago's created 3. And that pass is incomplete, intended for Jeremy Macklin. Important 3rd and 6 coming here.
You would think now you go back to some of these veteran players here, Brent Selleck, Jason Avant, the 2 I'd look for here.
Selleck sets up tight on the right side. Avant wide to the right side. McNabb looking over the middle, and he throws complete to the 10-yard line to Jackson for a first down.
Unless you get bump and run coverage. And then you want to go to the quickest guy you have on the football field. Right here, Deshaun Jackson against bump and run. He is a human nightmare. Just almost impossible to keep him from getting to wherever he wants. Probably among the greatest as far as just pure quickness off the line of scrimmage in the league today.
And Jackson with 106 receiving yards tonight. McCoy tries to get to the outside and does, and gets all the way to the end zone to put the Eagles back up on top. Hermans and Selleck with the key blocks on the way to 6 points for McCoy.
Brent Selleck right here is going to end up getting and securing the edge. Jason Peters kind of got knocked back a little bit, but let's give some credit to LaShawn McCoy. He sort of held his ground inside, then that quick little jump cut to the outside, and he was gone.
David Akers to make it a 4-point game. With 5.5 minutes remaining in regulation. Akers kickoff. Johnny Knox from the 8 to the 25-yard line. And a good one in Chicago, with the Bears now beginning this drive at the 25-yard line. And the question was Trent Cole induced across the line?
False start, offense number 76. 5-yard penalty remains, first down.
And he was. That's Orlando Pace, the longtime Ram, now in his 13th season in the NFL.
Orlando Pace right here. That's all it takes.
From the 20. Screen to Forte. And they'll have to cut it back to the middle. And runs right into the official. And Trent Cole as well. Not a good combination.
Trent Cole here is going to get induced inside by Orlando Pace to try and set up the screen. Gets knocked down, starts running around, ends up finding Forte and the umpire and everybody else back in his way. He is one of the great hustlers in the NFL.
Umpire Fred Bryan gets credit for a half tackle. 2nd and 13. And that's caught by Forte on the outside. And this one is taken up to the 30-yard line, setting up a big 3rd down and 5 for the Bears.
Pretty good coverage that time by Jeremiah Trotter. Really, the reason that the Eagles aren't able to use him more is because he's a bit of a liability in coverage, but not too bad a job. I say, yeah, you see that? Not too bad at all there.
Seeing spot duty tonight, actually started the game before Joe Mays came in for him.
Johnny Knox one-on-one against Sheldon Brown in that bad hamstring.
Asante Samuel still on the bench, where he's been for the whole half. Eagles show blitz, and here they come. And Cutler's going to launch it deep, but too deep for Johnny Knox. Knox had gotten behind Brown on the play, but Cutler led him by about 3 yards too much. 4th down.
Oh, you had him again. That's 3 wide open receivers. You could see it coming. One-on-one, the fastest player the Bears have, Sheldon Brown with a bad hamstring, and he just missed it. That should have been a touchdown.
Another 6 points go wasting. Brad Maynard to punt. Jackson lets it bounce and takes a good Bears roll, and it will be down at the 19-yard line. No question, Pittsburgh and Baltimore meeting 3 times, counting the playoffs last year, with the Steelers triumphant and all. Now, first down from the 19-yard line. And this is McCoy. Now Chicago has to think strategy here. When do they want to use their timeouts? And they'll start taking them right now. They take the first one right here. With 2 left, and of course the 2-minute warning, 3:32. Gain of 3 on that play. It'll be 2nd down and 7.
I think they did better when Cutler was drawing up the plays. They should give him that little board. Boy, oh boy. He's a guy that's made so many big plays, and it's hard to imagine you can overthrow Johnny Knox and his speed, but he did.
2nd down and 6. It's up to that Bear defense to get the ball back. McNabb on a roll to the right, and that is complete, and taken out of bounds is Jason Avant by Corey Graham. Good play by Graham to at least get him to the sideline and keep him moving to get him out of bounds and conserve a timeout. But he does gain 4 on the play, and now you have a critical 3rd down and 2.
Pretty good heads-up play that time by Corey Graham. Boy, everybody in the building expecting run there, and he stayed on it just long enough to stop the first down, at least for now.
Huge play for the Chicago defense to try to conserve those timeouts. 3rd and a long 1. And they give it to McCoy, and will he get it? And here we go again for the 3rd Sunday in a row. We're going to have a very critical spot. Had one in the Philly Dallas game. You all know about last week. By the way, you heard that Belichick went for it on 4th and 2. You heard that, right?
No
Chris?
way. How'd it come out?
I don't know. Craig Stelz makes the tackle, and now we've got another one of these situations where it's going to be extremely close, either 4th and an inch or a first down.
Kind of tough to tell anything
Very.
with that one.
They'll bring the chains in. This is an official timeout.
You know, you just sort of set up that regardless if it's a challenge, have you seen enough that a challenge is possible?
Look at this.
Wow.
First down by an inch. And so now Chicago has to use its final timeouts on this side of the 2-minute warning, and they'll start by taking one right here.
Well, you know, it's amazing that how many of these games come down to a side judge running in the middle of a pile of about 20 big men and trying to decide where that ball should be marked down, and an inch can decide football games.
You know, if I'm the Bears here, Chris, I don't take the time. You know, the clock would have restarted at 25 seconds on the play clock. I would have let them run a play and then take 2 instead of taking it right here.
Down to 1 now. Now you're essentially 1 first down away.
Clock also stops at the 2-minute warning, and now you have McCoy. McCoy looked like he was looking for the first down and the third down play there, diving into the pile. And now Chicago will take its final timeout. Of course, what that means as well is that the Bears, should there be a challenge situation in the next 73 seconds, they would not have the ability to challenge, because if you didn't know it before last week, you certainly know it now. If you don't have a timeout left, you don't have a challenge left.
No, you don't. And I tell you, this has been a good ball game tonight, though, hasn't it? This has really been, and the significance of this football game. A lot of injuries for both teams coming into this one, and yet they both come up fairly big in this one, at least as far as the effort's concerned.
Just to put a bow on last week, how about rocket scientists getting involved with, you know, if Belichick made the right choice or not?
Well, they called and consulted me, some of those rocket scientists.
And you had a lot of exhaust for him, right?
Yeah, I said you got the wrong number.
I mean, to me, when you start arguing the other way, you're like a guy saying, you know what, the sun's going to come up in the west. You just want to argue. 2nd down and 9. Here's McCoy swinging to the outside, and they'll knock him down. He made sure he stayed inbounds, and that's Briggs. So it'll be 3rd down and 4.
Yeah, good heads-up play that time by McCoy. Of course, I'm not sure Lance Briggs is going to let him get there anyway, but to understand.
Well, here's your ball game for Chicago. Either you stop him here, or you go to 4 and 6.
Jason Avant saying it. I've seen enough of those punch-outs tonight. He took care of Charles Tillman there.
And Philadelphia is going to take the clock all the way down, and then Andy will take his time out here. So that stops the clock at 2:28, and it all comes down to this: convert, and they can run the clock out on the other side of the 2-minute warning.
Well,
or don't, and well, we'll see. Maybe they'll go for it on 4th and 2. Who knows?
You never know anymore. Let's go back to the touchdown that is the difference in this ball game right now, and it is Hunter Hillemeyer right here losing the running back coming up here, and instead of maintaining his gap, he ends up in sort of an I formation behind Alex Brown. Comes inside, McCoy bounces outside, and right now that's the difference in the ball game. Gap control defense is what Lovie Smith's defense is all about. And he is excited.
Yeah, well, that followed a series in which he fumbled, and that could have cost him the ball game. It comes down to this for Chicago. 3rd and 4 for the Eagles from the 35-yard line. And they will get the ball back. Tommy Harris with the tackle. Adonijay is there as well. Then that will take us to the 2-minute warning and a 4th and 5. And so Cutler will have to lead a comeback with no timeouts and a little less than 2 minutes to play in the game when Chicago gets the ball. 2-minute warning at Soldier Field. Devin Hester's first couple of years in the league spectacular, but he hasn't run a punt back for a TD since the last game of the 07 season. He sets up here. Sav Rocca will spin it toward the near sideline, fielded by Hester at the 28. And Hester gets forced out of bounds at the 35-yard line, and a flag comes in at the end of the play.
There was a player out of bounds. Did he make enough of an effort to get back on the playing field, or did he run down the sideline?
During the return of the kick, illegal block in the back. Receiving team number 21. 10-yard penalty, first down.
That's Corey Graham.
Let's take a look against Reggie Brown. Ricky got in front. Oh, boy.
Oh,
Oh, boy.
yeah. A little ticky-tack. And that moves the ball back to the 21-yard line. So Cutler's got to take him 79 yards from the 21. Four-man eagle rush over the middle. Olsen, no timeouts. He stopped up at the 29-yard line. Irony here, last year, Sunday night game, week 4, Bears beat the Eagles 24-20. Eagles lead 24-20. 2nd and 2. With 90 seconds to go to the outside. This is Bennett, and Bennett's going to get taken down inbounds. He was spinning around trying to pick up the first, could not even get out of bounds.
Great play by Sheldon Brown that time. Jumped way to the outside. Didn't even care if he made the tackle. Wanted to make sure he did not get out of bounds.
3rd and 1. Now Cutler firing, and that is incomplete. Intended for Devin Hester on a slant. And so for Chicago, it now comes down to this on offense after it come down to a big stop on defense.
Sometimes you just have to go down and make a catch like this. You don't want to try and make a catch and run.
To try to keep it alive. And Cutler will fire, and that will be caught by Johnny Knox to the 36. And the clock is under a minute.
Got to get set.
Yep, get set. Make sure you don't have an illegal formation and spike it, which he does with 52 ticks.
Boy, this is really where you need a guy that you just say, I feel best about him. And I don't know who that is on this Bears team. I think it's Johnny Knox. I think number 13 down at the bottom of your screen is the guy that has big play potential. Give him a chance.
And he's going up against Sheldon Brown, but Brown is giving him 15 yards of cushion. And Cutler will fire it. It's tipped in the air, and it's picked off at the 49-yard line by Sean Jones. And Jay Cutler, who had thrown 5 interceptions in San Francisco, throws his first one tonight, but it in effect ends the game.
Jay Cutler stares this one down. You kind of know that he's looking for Greg Olsen. That's the guy he feels best about. And little used Tracy White comes in and makes the play of the night. Cutler was kind of looking that way all the way, and White got a great jump on the ball. And that is that.
White with a couple of nice special teams plays tonight. Does it here. Philadelphia with that makeshift defense, switching linebackers all over the place, injuries galore, and they're going to come away with a victory to take them to 6-4.
Cutler started left, but when he stepped up into the pocket, he went right to Olsen. And then it was just up to Tracy White to follow his eyes. And an interception ended this one. An interception ended the Bears game a week ago.